have you tried freeze-dried Costco meatballs? If so, do you cut yours in half? We have not freeze-dried meatballs. We've done the meatballs. They work really well. We use them in our ready-made freeze-dried pasta. Right on. Scully hit me up and he's like, will you freeze-dry me a couple cases of moon pies? I'm like, I'll certainly try. And then Amanda's like, wait a minute, they're covered in chocolate. You can't freeze-dry chocolate. I think we're going to run it anyways and see what it does. Chocolate just melts. Well, we'll video it to show people because I doubt everything I see. So we'll try it. What's the deal with freeze-dried Skittles? Do they really move that well? They move well enough. I keep doing them. Amanda keeps doing them. So there's a lot of conversation over the freeze dryer, right? And dudes are like, I can't justify $5,000. Well, I don't give a shit whether you can justify it or not. You getting a freeze dryer does not affect my life in any way. But you can pay for your freeze dryer by freeze drying candy. Now the question is your audience. Do you have an audience to sell freeze-dried stuff to? And most people don't, right? I've been in business 35 years. I've probably got upwards of 85,000 people right now on my email list. I've probably got 5,000 directly on text. Like, we don't even need the email list anymore. We send a text message out. It used to be an hour early, then it was 30 minutes. We send a text message out now 15 minutes before we send the email out. Because I truly only need 1,000 customers. So I have an audience that when we send out a text message about gummy bears or freeze-dried Skittles or freeze-dried cheese, I only need 1% of those people to buy that shit. So yes, you can if you are willing to put in the footwork to sell it. So if you don't have a captive audience, or you don't have, if you want people to pay attention to what you do, do very interesting things, and you will attract very people who are interested in your things, right? And then you can market to them. So if you're YouTube, ooh, you almost got that fly. If you're YouTube and you've got, 1,000 customers and 10% buy whatever you have, that's 100 customers. Now, as you scale that number gets bigger and bigger. So once you build audience, you can sell branded merchandise or whatever your merchandise is, right? So what I'm getting at is you can go to craft shows, you can go to PTA meetings, you can go to soccer games. It's just how good of a salesman you are. And if you hand them out, if you take a bag of freeze-dried Skittles and you put 2 of them in everybody at the soccer game's hands, you're going to sell 20 or 30 bags of those things right there, because it's an impulse buy, and it's something that they are not used to having. And when you freeze dry stuff, you freeze dry Jolly Ranchers, gummy bears, Skittles, it's like wine. You ever been to a wine tasting or a coffee tasting even? Coffee has way more flavor profiles than even wine does. And you slurp it and it aerates it. And when you freeze dry those candies, they expand and the air bubbles freeze open, right? So you have hollow air pockets in there. So it aerates the candy. And when you chew on it, it amplifies the taste. Like you have to experience it to understand what I'm talking about, but it amplifies the taste. It's aerating those candies. So it makes it a different experience. And I mean, we can church up this candy thing all night long, but it's real. It actually does. So how many bags of candy do you have to sell to pay for your freeze dryer? Now, if you're looking on Amazon, you're looking in the wrong place, because people on Etsy and Amazon are competing with all the other people on Etsy and Amazon. You need to get in front of your people, put it in their hands as a sample, and when they tell you how good it is, hey, I've got a bag of it, it's $15.
Yeah, man, I'm talking about realest, one of the realest.